The Rich Spectrum, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. Wealth isn't one-dimensional, it's a spectrum, and most people are only playing with a sliver of it. The Rich Spectrum reveals the full range of what it truly means to be rich, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. Have you been chasing money while ignoring fulfillment, or focusing on success while feeling disconnected inside? This book invites you to expand beyond the narrow definition of wealth and step into a richer, more complete experience of life. Because true abundance isn't just about what you have, it's about who you are across every level of your being. What parts of your spectrum have been dimmed, ignored, or denied? It's time to turn the full light on. Richness isn't just a number, it's a frequency you live across every color of your life. Lesson 1. The Many Paths to Wealth. Understanding your route to riches. Wealth creation in the modern era has evolved far beyond the traditional paths of inheritance or climbing corporate ladders. Today's landscape offers unprecedented opportunities for building wealth through diverse channels, each suited to different personalities, skills, and circumstances. The myth of a single road to riches has been shattered, replaced by a rich spectrum of possibilities that align with various temperaments and talents. Consider how a tech-savvy introvert might find their fortune building software in solitude, while an outgoing relationship builder creates wealth through connecting people and opportunities. These contrasting paths highlight a fundamental truth about wealth creation. Success comes not from forcing yourself into a predetermined mold, but from aligning your natural inclinations with the right wealth-building strategy. The modern wealthy are not a monolithic group. They comprised of creators who transformed ideas into empires, silent owners who built systems that generate wealth without their daily presence, and educators who package their knowledge for mass consumption. Each of these paths represents a viable route to significant wealth, but each demands different skills, approaches, and mindsets. What's particularly fascinating about today's wealth landscape is how technology and globalization have democratized access to these various paths. An influencer can build a global brand from their smartphone, while a real estate investor can manage properties across continents through digital platforms. The barriers to entry for many wealth-building strategies have never been lower, yet the complexity of choosing and executing the right strategy has never been higher. Despite the diversity of paths, certain fundamental principles unite successful wealth builders across all categories. They understand the power of leverage, whether it's through technology, other people's money, or systems that scale. They recognize the importance of creating value for others rather than simply extracting it. And, perhaps most importantly, they maintain an unwavering focus on their chosen path, while remaining adaptable enough to evolve with changing circumstances. Your journey to wealth begins with understanding yourself. Are you energized by human interaction, or do you prefer working behind the scenes? Do you thrive on rapid change or steady, incremental progress? Are you motivated by creating new things or optimizing existing systems? These personal characteristics often predict which wealth-building path will resonate most strongly with you. The stories and strategies shared in this book represent real paths taken by real people. Some built their wealth quickly through technological innovation or market timing, while others accumulated it steadily through decades of strategic property acquisition or compound investment returns. Each path offers its own set of challenges, rewards, and lifestyle implications. The key to using this knowledge effectively lies not in trying to replicate someone else's journey exactly, but in understanding the principles that drove their success and adapting them to your own circumstances. Whether you're just starting your wealth-building journey or looking to pivot to a more suitable path, the archetypes presented in this book serve as guides rather than rigid templates. As we explore each wealth-building archetype in detail, you'll discover that success leaves clues. The tech builders who created scalable software solutions share certain patterns of thinking with the luxury branders who built names worth gold. The silent owners who built wealth through private ownership have more in common with the real estate tycoons than might appear at first glance. These patterns, once recognized, become powerful tools for crafting your own wealth-building strategy. The chapters ahead will deep dive into each archetype, examining not just their strategies and tactics, but their mindsets, challenges, and the specific conditions that enable their success. Through these explorations, you'll begin to recognize which path aligns most closely with your own talents and temperament, while understanding the universal principles that underpin all successful wealth creation. Lesson 2. The tech builder created scalable software. The digital revolution has created more self-made billionaires than any other industry in human history. These tech builders share a unique characteristic. They understand the infinite scalability of software. Unlike physical products that require manufacturing and distribution for each unit sold, software can be replicated endlessly at virtually no cost, creating unprecedented leverage in wealth creation. The journey of a tech builder typically begins with a singular insight into an unsolved problem. Mark Zuckerberg saw the need for connection among college students. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia recognized the potential of unused living spaces. These insights, combined with the ability to code or lead technical teams, form the foundation of scalable software ventures. The key lies not in the complexity of the solution, but in its ability to solve a widespread problem elegantly. Most successful tech builders follow a methodical approach to product-market fit. They start with a minimal viable product, MVP, testing their core assumptions with real users before investing heavily in development. This lean methodology, pioneered by companies like Dropbox and Airbnb, allows for rapid iteration based on user feedback. The goal is to achieve product-market fit before scaling, ensuring that every dollar spent on growth multiplies rather than dissipates. The technical architecture of scalable software requires careful consideration from day one. Tech builders who succeed think beyond immediate needs, designing systems that can handle millions of users without requiring complete rebuildings. This foresight in technical planning becomes crucial as user bases grow exponentially. Companies like Amazon and Google maintain their ability to scale rapidly because their foundational architecture was built for massive growth. Team building becomes a critical skill as the software gains traction. The most successful tech builders evolve from coders to leaders, understanding that their role shifts from writing code to writing vision. They attract and retain top talent by creating environments where brilliant minds can solve challenging problems. The ability to build and lead high-performing technical teams often determines the difference between moderate success and billion-dollar outcomes. Funding and capital allocation present unique challenges and opportunities for tech builders. Unlike traditional businesses that require capital for inventory or physical expansion, software companies often need investment for talent acquisition and user acquisition. The venture capital model, with its focus on rapid scaling, aligns perfectly with software's inherent scalability. However, many successful tech builders bootstrap their way to success, using revenue from early customers to fund growth. The exit landscape for tech builders offers multiple paths to wealth realization. While initial public offerings, IPOs, grab headlines, strategic acquisitions often provide faster paths to liquidity. Some tech builders choose to maintain private ownership, building sustainable businesses that generate substantial cash flow without the pressures of public markets. The key is aligning the exit strategy with personal goals and market opportunities. Modern tech builders increasingly focus on creating software that generates recurring revenue through subscription models. This approach, exemplified by companies like Adobe and Salesforce, provides predictable income streams and higher valuations. The shift from one-time purchases to software as a service has created a new generation of wealth through more sustainable business models. The most successful tech builders maintain their edge through continuous innovation. They understand that today's breakthrough software can become tomorrow's obsolete platform. By staying close to emerging technologies and user needs, they ensure their solutions evolve with the market. This adaptability, combined with the inherent scalability of software, creates wealth-building opportunities that continue to expand with technological advancement. Lesson 3. The Real Estate Tycoon. Owned land that paid forever. Real estate remains one of humanity's oldest and most reliable paths to sustained wealth. While technology evolves and markets fluctuate, the fundamental human need for space to live, work, and play creates an evergreen opportunity for those who understand how to harness it. The real estate tycoon recognizes that land and property represent more than just physical assets. They embody the intersection of necessity, scarcity, and perpetual demand. The journey typically begins with a single property, often a modest residential investment, that generates rental income. This initial step teaches crucial lessons about tenant selection, property management, and the delicate balance between maintenance costs and rental yields. The most successful real estate tycoons don't just collect rent, they develop systems to maximize property involvement, creating true passive income streams. As their portfolio grows, these investors learn to leverage existing properties to acquire new ones. They master the art of using other people's money through mortgages, partnerships, and creative financing structures. The smartest among them recognize that real estate wealth isn't built through collecting properties randomly, but through strategic acquisition in emerging markets and undervalued areas poised for growth. The real distinction of property tycoons lies in their ability to see beyond individual buildings to entire market ecosystems. They study demographic trends, infrastructure development, and economic indicators to position themselves ahead of market movements. Whether it's identifying the next up-and-coming neighborhood or recognizing when to convert residential properties to commercial use, their success stems from anticipating society's evolving needs. Many build their empires by specializing in specific property types. Some focus on luxury residential developments, others on commercial retail spaces, and some find their niche in industrial warehousing or specialized facilities like self-eternity units. This specialization allows them to develop deep expertise in their chosen sector, understanding its unique challenges and opportunities intimately. The most sophisticated real estate tycoons create additional value through property development and improvement. They don't just buy and hold, they transform properties to meet changing market demands. This might involve converting old industrial buildings into trendy loft apartments, updating outdated shopping centers into modern mixed-use developments, or reimagining obsolete office spaces for the digital age. Technology plays an increasingly important role in modern real estate empire building. Today's property tycoons use advanced property management software, predictive analytics for market analysis, and digital platforms for tenant interaction. These tools allow them to scale their operations efficiently while maintaining control over their expanding portfolio. Perhaps most importantly, successful real estate tycoons understand the power of timing and patience. Unlike many other wealth-building strategies that require constant activity, real estate can appreciate while the owner sleeps. They know when to hold properties through market downturns, when to sell at market peaks, and how to maintain steady cash flow throughout economic cycles. The true mastery comes in creating a self-perpetuating system where each property generates enough income to cover its expenses, service its debt, and contribute to the acquisition of new properties. This snowball effect, combined with appreciation over time, builds massive wealth that can span generations. The real estate tycoon's legacy often extends beyond personal wealth to reshape skylines and communities, leaving a tangible mark on the world while creating enduring financial security for themselves and their heirs. Lesson 4. The Investor. Let money grow money. The path of the investor represents perhaps the most direct route to wealth multiplication, where capital itself becomes the primary tool for building fortune. Unlike entrepreneurs who build businesses or professionals who trade time for money, successful investors master the art of deploying capital strategically across various opportunities, allowing their money to compound and grow exponentially over time. The foundation of investment wealth begins with understanding the power of compound interest. What starts as a modest sum can grow into substantial wealth through consistent reinvestment of returns. The most successful investors recognize early that time in the market is often more valuable than timing the market. They begin investing as early as possible, allowing decades of compound growth to work in their favor. These wealth builders typically develop a sophisticated understanding of various asset classes, moving far beyond simple stock picking. They create carefully balanced portfolios that might include publicly traded securities, bonds, real estate investment trusts, commodities, and alternative investments. Their approach often evolves from simple retail investing to developing complex investment theses that rival institutional investors. The journey of an investor frequently begins in traditional markets but expands into private equity, venture capital, and direct business investments as their wealth and expertise grow. Many successful investors discover that their edge comes from specializing in specific sectors or investment styles where they develop deep knowledge and strong networks. Some focus on value investing, searching for undervalued assets they can hold long-term, while others pursue growth opportunities in emerging markets or technologies. Risk management becomes a crucial differentiator between average and exceptional investors. The wealthy investor learns to protect their capital through sophisticated hedging strategies, position sizing, and portfolio diversification. They understand that preservation of capital is just as important as growth, leading them to develop robust risk assessment frameworks that guide their investment decisions. As their wealth grows, these investors often transition from managing personal portfolios to establishing family offices or investment companies. This evolution brings new capabilities, including access to exclusive investment opportunities, professional management teams, and the ability to structure more complex deals. They begin to think in terms of generational wealth, focusing on tax efficiency and estate planning as integral parts of their investment strategy. The most successful investors also recognize the importance of building strong relationships within the financial community. They cultivate connections with other investors, fund managers, and industry experts who provide valuable insights and deal flow. These relationships often lead to co-investment opportunities and access to investments not available to the general public. Information processing becomes another critical skill in the investor's arsenal. They develop systems to analyze vast amounts of financial data, market trends, and economic indicators. Many build teams of analysts or leverage technology to enhance their decision-making capabilities. The ability to synthesize complex information and act decisively becomes a key competitive advantage. The wealthy investor often adopts a teacher's mindset, understanding that sharing knowledge can create additional opportunities. They may mentor younger investors, participate in investment committees, or serve on boards of directors, using these positions to expand their influence and access to deals. This approach creates a virtuous cycle where their expertise and network continue to grow alongside their wealth. The path of the investor demonstrates that wealth creation doesn't always require building a traditional business. Instead, it shows how disciplined capital allocation, combined with patience and expertise, can create substantial wealth over time. These people prove that making money work efficiently can be as profitable as any other path to wealth, often with greater flexibility and scalability than traditional business ownership. Lesson 5. The realm of luxury branding represents one of the most fascinating paths to wealth creation, where perception becomes reality and intangible value often exceeds the tangible. The luxury brander understands a fundamental truth about human nature. People don't just buy products, they buy stories, status, and emotional experiences. At the heart of luxury branding lies the art of creating perceived value. Consider the story of Hermes, which began as a harness workshop in Paris and transformed into a global symbol of luxury. The company didn't just sell leather goods, it sold a heritage of craftsmanship, exclusivity, and timeless elegance. This transformation illustrates how luxury branders think beyond the physical product to create an aura of desirability that commands premium pricing. The psychology behind luxury branding reveals that consumers often make purchasing decisions based on emotional rather than rational factors. Successful luxury branders tap into deep-seated human desires for recognition, belonging, and self-expression. They understand that when someone purchases a luxury item, they're not just buying a product, they're buying membership into an exclusive club, a statement about their success, or a connection to a particular lifestyle. Building brand equity requires patience, consistency, and unwavering attention to detail. Ralph Lauren didn't become a billion-dollar empire overnight. The journey began with a collection of ties and vital don't evolves into a complete lifestyle brand that epitomized American luxury. Every touchpoint, from product design to store ambiance to customer service, must reflect the brand's streamlined positioning. This attention to detail creates a compound effect where each positive interaction strengthens the brand's value proposition. The protection of brand equity becomes paramount as value grows. Luxury branders invest heavily in intellectual property protection, controlling distribution channels, and maintaining exclusivity. They understand that scarcity drives desire, and oversaturation can quickly erode brand value. This explains why companies like Louis Vuitton would rather destroy unsold merchandise than discount it. Protecting the brand's perceived value takes precedence over short-term gains. Innovation within tradition presents another crucial aspect of luxury branding. The most successful luxury brands maintain their heritage while evolving with contemporary tastes. Take Porsche's introduction of the electric Taycan, a bold move that honored the brand's performance heritage while embracing future technology. This delicate balance between tradition and innovation helps luxury brands remain relevant while preserving their core value proposition. The digital age has introduced new challenges and opportunities for luxury branders. Social media and e-commerce have democratized access to luxury brands while potentially diluting their exclusivity. Smart luxury branders have adapted by creating digital experiences that enhance rather than diminish their brand's premium positioning. They use technology to offer personalized services, tell compelling brand stories, and create immersive online-to-offline experiences. The wealth created through luxury branding often extends beyond the original product category. Successful luxury brands can leverage their name recognition to enter new markets through licensing agreements, collaborations, and brand extensions. This creates multiple revenue streams while reinforcing the brand's lifestyle positioning. Consider how Giorgio Armani expanded from fashion into hotels, restaurants, and home furnishings, each extension reinforcing the brand's luxury credentials. The luxury brander's path to wealth demonstrates that value creation isn't limited to tangible assets or technological innovations. By understanding human psychology, maintaining uncompromising standards, and carefully managing brand equity, luxury branders build wealth that can span generations. Their success reminds us that in the right hands, a name can indeed be worth its weight in gold, creating enduring value that transcends the physical products bearing that name. Lesson 6. The Connector Monetized Relationships. In the intricate web of wealth creation, some of the most successful people have mastered the art of connecting people, ideas, and opportunities. These wealth builders understand that value often exists in the spaces between, the gaps where others haven't yet built bridges. They recognize that relationships aren't just social assets, they're economic multipliers that can generate substantial wealth when properly cultivated and leveraged. The connector's journey typically begins with an innate ability to understand people's needs and match them with corresponding solutions. This natural talent evolves into a sophisticated system of relationship management, where each connection becomes a potential avenue for value creation. Unlike traditional business models that focus on products or services, the connector's primary asset is their social capital, the trust, reputation, and network they've built over time. These relationship architects often start in industries where connections naturally matter: real estate, venture capital, talent management, or business development. However, their true skill lies in identifying opportunities that others miss. They might notice that a manufacturer in Asia is seeking distribution channels, while simultaneously knowing several retail chains in Europe looking for unique product. By bridging these gaps, they create value through introductions and deal structuring, taking a percentage of the value they help create. The modern connector has evolved beyond simple introductions. They build platforms and systems that facilitate connections at scale. Think of dating apps, professional networking sites, or business matchmaking services. These platforms transform the traditional one-to-one connection model into a many-to-many network effect, where value grows exponentially with each new participant. The wealth generated from these platforms often surpasses traditional business models because they tap into a fundamental human need for connection while requiring minimal ongoing operational costs. Deal-making becomes an art form for successful connectors. They learn to structure agreements that align incentives among all parties, while ensuring they capture their fair share of the value created. This might involve equity stakes, finder's fees, recurring revenue shares, or combination arrangements that provide both immediate and long-term returns. The key is creating win-win scenarios where all parties benefit while establishing sustainable income streams. Trust becomes the connector's most valuable currency. They invest heavily in maintaining their reputation and credibility, knowing that each successful connection strengthens their network, while failed ones can damage their ability to operate. They develop systems to track relationships, follow up on introductions, and ensure that connections lead to meaningful outcomes. This systematic approach to relationship management sets professional connectors apart from those who simply know a lot of people. Advanced connectors often create their own ecosystems. mastermind groups, private clubs, or exclusive networks where membership itself becomes valuable. These controlled environments allow them to curate connections more carefully and create additional revenue streams through membership fees, event tickets, or exclusive access to opportunities. They understand that scarcity and selectivity can enhance the perceived and actual value of connection. The digital age has transformed how connectors operate, providing tools to manage relationships at unprecedented scale. Customer relationship management, CRM systems, social media platforms, and data analytics allow them to track, nurture, and leverage connections more effectively than ever before. However, the fundamental principles remain unchanged: identifying needs, building trust, and creating value through strategic introductions. The wealth of a connector compounds over time as their network grows and their reputation solidifies. Each successful connection creates ripples of opportunity, leading to more introductions, deals, and revenue streams. They become known as the person who can make things happen, the one who knows the right people and the gateway to opportunities. This positioning becomes self-reinforcing, attracting more valuable connections and opportunities to their orbit. Lesson 7. The Educator, Sold Wisdom to the Masses. Knowledge, when properly packaged and distributed, becomes an infinite resource that can generate substantial wealth. The educator archetype represents those who have mastered the art of transforming expertise into scalable educational products and systems that serve thousands, if not millions, of students worldwide. The journey of the educator often begins with deep subject matter expertise, whether acquired through formal education, practical experience, or both. However, what sets wealthy educators apart isn't just their knowledge, it's their ability to systematize and scale their teaching method. Take Brandon Bouchard, who transformed his life coaching expertise into a digital education empire. Or Sal Khan, who turned his tutoring sessions into Khan Academy, a platform that serves millions of students globally. The modern educational entrepreneur understands that different learning modalities serve different purposes and markets. Online courses, live workshops, membership sites, certification programs, and traditional institutions each play a unique role in the educational ecosystem. The most successful educators often combine multiple formats to create comprehensive learning experiences that cater to various learning styles and price points. Technology has revolutionized the education space, enabling unprecedented reach and scalability. Through learning management systems, mobile apps, and video platforms, educators can now serve students across geographical boundaries while maintaining consistent quality. This technological leverage allows for the creation of what many call digital assets, educational content that continues to generate revenue long after its initial creation. The business model of educational wealth often follows a pyramid structure. At the base are free or low-cost offerings that build trust and demonstrate value. These lead to mid-tier products like online courses or group programs, and finally to premium offerings such as exclusive mentorship programs or institutional partnerships. Each level serves as both a standalone revenue stream and a pathway to higher value offerings. Virtuous and Graded outlined, I understand that credibility is their most valuable asset. They invest heavily in research, continuous learning, and maintaining strong connections with their industry or field of expertise. Many build additional credibility through books, speaking engagements, and media appearances, which in turn drive more students to their educational offerings. The wealth-building potential in education extends beyond direct teaching. Many educational entrepreneurs create certification programs, training other teachers or practitioners who then become ambassadors for their methodology. This creates a multiplier effect, where the educator's impact and income grows through an army of trained professionals carrying their message forward. The most sophisticated educational businesses ultimately become institutions unto themselves. Whether it's a private university, a training company, or an ed-tech platform, these organizations continue to generate wealth through systems and teams that operate independently of their founder. This institutional approach allows for expansion into new markets, subjects, and delivery methods, while maintaining the core educational philosophy that made the original offering successful. What makes the educator archetype particularly powerful is its alignment with meaningful impact. While other paths to wealth might focus purely on financial transactions, educational entrepreneurs often find deep satisfaction in transforming lives through knowledge. This sense of purpose, combined with the potential for significant financial returns, makes education an increasingly attractive avenue for wealth creation in the knowledge economy. As we move further into an era where continuous learning becomes essential for professional success, the opportunities for educational entrepreneurs continue to expand. Those who can effectively package, deliver, and scale knowledge will find themselves well positioned to build substantial wealth while contributing to global educational advancement. Lesson 8. The Influencer. Monetized attention. In today's digital age, attention has become one of the most valuable commodities. The rise of social media platforms has created a new breed of wealthy people who have mastered the art of capturing, maintaining, and monetizing the public's attention. These influencers have transformed their personal brands into thriving businesses, generating wealth through multiple revenue streams while maintaining authentic connections with their audiences. The journey of an influencer typically begins with a focused niche or unique perspective that resonates with a specific audience. Whether through lifestyle content, specialized knowledge, entertainment, or compelling storytelling, successful influencers understand that sustained attention requires more than just fleeting viral moments. They build their following through consistent content creation, genuine engagement, and the ability to evolve with their audience's changing interests and needs. What sets wealthy influencers apart from casual content creators is their ability to transform attention into sustainable business models. They recognize that relying solely on sponsored posts or platform-specific monetization is limiting. Instead, they develop diverse revenue streams, merchandise lines, digital products, exclusive memberships, and even traditional business ventures that leverage their personal brand's power. Their influence becomes a launchpad for multiple enterprises, each reinforcing and amplifying the others. The most successful influencers treat their personal brand as a serious business asset. They invest in professional teams, including content creators, managers, legal advisors, and financial planners. They understand the importance of intellectual property protection and strategic partnerships. Many establish separate business entities to manage different aspects of their operations, creating structures that can scale beyond their personal involvement. Privacy management becomes crucial as influence grows. Wealthy influencers master the delicate balance between maintaining public visibility and protecting their personal lives. They develop boundaries that allow them to share authentically while preserving their mental health and personal relationships. This balance is essential for long-term sustainability in a field where burnout is common. Community building sets wealthy influencers apart from mere celebrities. They create ecosystems where their followers feel genuinely connected and invested in their journey. This loyal community becomes a powerful asset, providing not just direct revenue through purchases and subscriptions, but also valuable feedback, word-of-mouth marketing, and support during launches or transitions. Data literacy plays a crucial role in their success. Wealthy influencers don't just create content. They analyze metrics, understand audience demographics, and make informed decisions about content strategy and business opportunities. They use this information to optimize their reach and impact, ensuring their efforts align with their audience's interests and behaviors. The most sophisticated influencers develop systems to reduce their dependence on constant content creation. They build teams, automate processes, and create content libraries that can generate value even when they're not actively producing new material. This approach allows them to focus on strategic growth while maintaining the authenticity that attracted their audience initially. Legacy planning becomes increasingly important as their influence grows. Forward-thinking influencers consider how their brand can continue generating value beyond their active involvement. They might transition into more traditional business roles, invest in other creators, or build institutions that can outlast their personal brand's peak. This long-term perspective helps them convert temporary influence into lasting wealth. The influencer path to wealth demonstrates how modern technology and social platforms have created new opportunities for value creation. By understanding attention as a fundamental resource and developing sophisticated systems to harness it, influencers have written their own rules for wealth generation. Their success shows that in the digital age, the ability to capture and direct attention, combined with smart business acumen, can create substantial and sustainable wealth. Lesson 9. The Silent Owner, Owned but Never Showed. In the pantheon of wealth creation, some of the most successful people are those you've never heard of. The silent owner represents a fascinating archetype of wealth accumulation, those who build and control substantial business empires while maintaining an almost invisible presence. Their power lies not in personal celebrity or public recognition, but in their ability to create self-sustaining systems that generate wealth without requiring their constant presence or personal brand. These wealth creators understand that true leverage comes from owning rather than operating. They often begin by acquiring existing businesses with proven track records rather than building from scratch. Their approach focuses on identifying opportunities where solid management teams are already in place, or where such teams can be installed with minimal disruption. This allows them to maintain their privacy while their assets continue to grow and generate returns. The silent owner's playbook typically involves heavy emphasis on systems and processes. They invest significant time and resources in creating robust operational frameworks that can run without their daily involvement. This might include detailed standard operating procedures, clear reporting structures, and automated decision-making protocols for common situations. By establishing these systems early, they create businesses that can essentially run themselves, freeing the owner from the constraints of day-to-day management. Privacy isn't just a preference for silent owners, it's often a strategic advantage. By staying out of the spotlight, they can move more freely in their business dealings, avoid unwanted attention from competitors, and maintain better control over their personal lives. They understand that publicity can be a double-edged sword, potentially creating complications in deal-making and increasing security concerns. Many operate through holding companies, trusts, and other legal structures that provide both asset protection and anonymity. The art of delegation is particularly refined among silent owners. They excel at identifying and empowering talented people to run their operations. Unlike more visible entrepreneurs who often struggle to let go of control, silent owners build their wealth by trusting others to execute their vision. They focus on selecting the right people, providing clear objectives, and establishing appropriate incentive structures rather than micromanaging operations. Strategic acquisitions form a crucial part of the silent owner's wealth-building approach. They often look for businesses in unglamorous but profitable niches, industrial suppliers, service companies, or specialized manufacturers that generate steady cash flow without requiring public attention. These businesses might not make headlines, but they form the backbone of many silent owners' portfolios. Risk management takes on a different dimension for silent owners. They typically spread their investments across multiple unrelated businesses or industries, creating a natural hedge against market fluctuations. This diversification strategy helps protect their wealth while maintaining their preferred low profile. They often focus on cash flow positive businesses rather than speculative ventures, preferring steady returns over potential home runs. The silent owner's approach to wealth creation demonstrates that spectacular success doesn't require spectacular visibility. Their ability to build substantial wealth while maintaining privacy offers important lessons about the value of systems thinking, strategic delegation, and the power of operating behind the scenes. In an age where personal branding and public presence are often seen as prerequisites for success, the silent owner provides a compelling alternative model of wealth creation, one based on ownership, systems, and strategic anonymity rather than personal celebrity. Lesson 10. The inheritor grew what was given. Inheriting wealth comes with a unique set of challenges and responsibilities that many outsiders fail to understand. While the public often views inheritors through a lens of privilege and unearned fortune, the reality of maintaining and growing generational wealth requires remarkable skill, wisdom, and character. The true measure of an inheritor's success lies not in the initial sum received, but in their ability to preserve and expand upon their predecessor's legacy. The most successful inheritors approach their position with humility and a student's mindset. They recognize that while they may have been given a head start, the race is far from over. These people often spend years learning from family members, studying business and investment principles, and understanding the complex mechanisms that built their family's wealth in the first place. They appreciate that inherited wealth isn't just about money, it's about inheriting relationships, knowledge, and responsibilities that span generations. The psychological burden of inheritance often proves more challenging than the financial aspects. Many inheritors struggle with imposter syndrome, questioning whether they deserve their position or can live up to family expectations. Successful inheritors transform this pressure into motivation, using it to drive their personal growth and professional development. They understand that proving their worth isn't about matching their predecessors' achievements, but about finding their own path to contribute meaningfully to the family legacy. Smart inheritors focus on preservation first growth second. They understand the wisdom in the old adage, the first generation builds, the second maintains, and the third destroys. To break this cycle, they implement sophisticated wealth management strategies, often diversifying beyond their family's traditional business interests. They combine conservative investment approaches with calculated risks, knowing they must balance preservation with the need to grow assets faster than inflation and family expansion can erode them. Education plays a crucial role in the inheritor's journey. Many attend top business schools, not just for the knowledge, but to build their own networks independent of family connections. They seek mentorship from other successful inheritors and wealth managers, learning from both triumphs and cautionary tales. This education extends beyond formal schooling to include practical experience in family businesses, often starting from entry-level positions to gain genuine understanding and respect from employees. Successful inheritors also recognize their role as stewards rather than owners. They view themselves as temporary custodians of family wealth, responsible for passing it on to future generations in better condition than they received it. This mindset leads them to establish robust governance structures, family offices, and succession plans. They create systems that will outlast them, ensuring the family's wealth continues to serve its purpose for generations to come. The most effective inheritors leverage their position to create additional value rather than simply maintaining what exists. They launch new ventures, modernize family businesses, or establish philanthropic foundations. They understand that their advantage lies not just in financial capital, but in the social and intellectual capital accumulated over generations. By combining these resources with fresh perspectives and modern innovations, they create new opportunities for wealth creation while honoring their family's legacy. Perhaps most importantly, successful inheritors develop a healthy relationship with wealth itself. They understand that money is a tool, not an identity. They raise their children with strong values, work ethic, and financial literacy, preparing the next generation to become responsible stewards in their own right. This balanced approach to wealth, neither taking it for granted nor being consumed by it, enables them to maintain perspective and make decisions that serve both family and society's long-term interests. The journey of growing inherited wealth requires a unique combination of respect for tradition and openness to innovation. Those who succeed in this role demonstrate that inheritance can be a platform for creating additional value rather than a finish line. Through their efforts, they prove that the true art of inheritance lies not in preserving wealth unchanged, but in adapting and growing it to meet the challenges of each new generation. Lesson 11. The Creator turned ideas into income. The Creator archetype represents perhaps the purest form of wealth generation, the ability to transform intangible concepts into tangible value. These people possess an almost alchemical ability to spot opportunities, envision solutions, and manifest them into profitable ventures. Unlike other wealth-building paths that might rely heavily on existing systems or assets, creators forge entirely new paths, often disrupting industries or creating entirely new ones. The modern creator economy exploded beyond traditional definitions of creativity. While artists, musicians, and writers remain important, today's creators include product designers, app developers, content producers, and innovators who identify gaps in the market and fill them with novel solutions. Their superpower lies not just in having ideas, but in their ability to execute them in ways that resonate with market needs and consumer desires. What sets successful creators apart is their relationship with intellectual property. They understand that the real value isn't in the initial creation, but in building systems that allow their ideas to generate income repeatedly. Consider George Lucas, who revolutionized the film industry not just through storytelling, but by retaining merchandising rights to Star Wars, a decision that built a multi-billion-dollar empire from a single creative vision. The creator's journey often begins with small experiments, testing concepts in the market with minimal investment. They embrace iteration, understanding that the first version of an idea rarely represents its final form. This mindset of continuous improvement and adaptation allows them to refine their offerings based on real-world feedback, creating increasingly valuable intellectual property portfolios over time. A crucial aspect of the creator's wealth-building strategy is their approach to scaling. Unlike traditional businesses that might scale through physical expansion, creators scale through licensing, partnerships, and digital distribution. They create once and sell many times, whether through digital products, franchising models, or intellectual property licensing. This leverage allows them to break free from the time-for-money trap that constrains many traditional businesses. The most successful creators also master the art of building ecosystems around their core ideas. They don't just create products, they create platforms that enable others to build upon their foundation. Think of how Minecraft evolved from a simple game into a creative platform used in education, architecture, and digital art. The creator's initial vision became a foundation for countless others to build upon, generating value far beyond the original concept. Practice of intellectual property becomes paramount as creators build wealth. They invest in proper legal structures, trademarks, and patents to ensure their ideas remain valuable assets. However, they balance protection with exploitation, understanding that some degree of sharing and adaptation can actually increase the value of their intellectual property by building stronger market presence and cultural relevance. The digital age has democratized the creator's path to wealth, removing many traditional barriers to entry. Distribution platforms, crowdfunding, and direct-to-consumer channels have made it possible for creators to reach global audiences without massive upfront investment. This accessibility has led to a proliferation of creator entrepreneurs who combine creative vision with business acumen to build sustainable wealth. Yet the creator's path requires unique psychological strength. They must maintain creative energy while dealing with business realities, balance artistic integrity with commercial viability, and overcome the fear of sharing their ideas with the world. Those who succeed develop resilience against criticism, adaptability in the face of market changes, and the ability to see failure as a step toward refinement rather than defeat. The future belongs increasingly to creators who can navigate this complex landscape of creativity, technology, and business. As automation replaces routine tasks, the ability to generate novel ideas and transform them into valuable assets becomes increasingly precious. The creator's path to wealth represents not just a business model, but a fundamental shift in how value is created and captured in the modern economy. Lesson 12. The Road Ahead. Choosing Your Wealth Path. The journey to significant wealth is as diverse as humanity itself, with each path offering its own unique challenges, rewards, and opportunities for growth. Throughout this book, we've explored 10 distinct archetypes of wealth creation, each representing a proven route to financial success. Yet the most crucial decision lies not in choosing the best path, but in selecting the one that aligns with your personal strengths, interests, and values. Your natural inclinations and talents provide important clues about which wealth-building strategy might suit you best. The tech builder's path calls to those who find joy in solving complex problems through technology and scalable solutions. The real estate tycoon's journey appeals to those who understand the tangible value of property and appreciate the stability of physical assets. The investor's route attracts those who can maintain emotional discipline while making strategic financial decisions. Consider how your personality traits align with these different approaches. The connector's path suits those who naturally bring people together and find energy in relationship building. The educator's route works well for those who gain satisfaction from sharing knowledge and helping others grow. The influencer's journey fits those comfortable with public visibility and skilled at capturing attention. These paths aren't mutually exclusive. Many wealthy people combine elements from multiple archetypes. A tech builder might also be an investor, using their technology insights to make informed investment decisions. A luxury brander might incorporate aspects of the influencer archetype to amplify their brand's reach. The silent owner might utilize the connector's skills while maintaining their privacy. The key to success lies not just in choosing a path, but in fully committing to mastering it. Each route requires dedication to learning specific skills, understanding unique market dynamics, and building relevant networks. The tech builder must stay current with technological advances and market needs. The real estate tycoon needs to understand property markets, financing, and management. The educator must continuously expand their knowledge while developing effective teaching methods. Time plays a crucial role in wealth building, regardless of the chosen path. The investor understands that compound interest needs years to work its magic. The luxury brander knows that brand equity builds slowly but compounds powerfully over time. The creator recognizes that their best ideas often emerge from years of experience and iteration. Your choice of path should also consider your desired lifestyle and personal values. The influencer's path might offer excitement and recognition, but requires constant public engagement. The silent owner's route provides privacy and autonomy, but demands strong system-building skills. The connector's path offers rich relationships, but requires ongoing social energy. As you move forward, remember that wealth creation is not just about accumulating money. It's about building something valuable that serves others while creating personal freedom and fulfillment. Each archetype represents a different way of adding value to the world, whether through technological innovation, educational impact, property development, or relationship building. The world continues to evolve, creating new opportunities for wealth creation while transforming traditional paths. Technology enables the educator to reach millions through online platforms. Social media gives the luxury brander unprecedented access to global markets. Financial innovation offers the investor new assets and strategies. These changes don't invalidate the core principles of each path, but add new tools and possibilities to explore. Your journey begins with honest self-assessment and clear intention. Understand your strengths, acknowledge your limitations, and choose a path that excites you enough to persist through inevitable challenges. Study those who've succeeded in your chosen route, but prepare to write your own unique story. The wealth spectrum offers room for innovation within each archetype, allowing you to blend traditional wisdom with your personal vision.